Go. So, wait for it. There we go. We are now live. So, hello everyone, and welcome to the Slam Jam Wrestling Show here on the Improv Xstreamed YouTube channel, as well as the Slam Jam Wrestling YouTube channel. Now, it's been a big week of wrestling. We've got a new TNA World Champion. We've got Double or Nothing that's just happened, so we've got winners of the Owens, and of course R-Truth did it. He beat John Cena, took the world title, and returned John Cena back to being a face. We wished, but it didn't quite happen that way. Gav, say a quick hello to the people.
Hello, people.
Awesome. Now, I just remembered as I was saying all this intro, I didn't go on to the intro credits, so let's put them on, because I don't know if someone else is going to join us. If not, but this will give them a chance to do a run-in. And boom. Okay, and so here we are.
Now, that still gets me. The Vince one, the stunner.
Yeah, I love it. Wow, do you know? I thought when saying that the Vince one, I thought you were going to go straight into some of the news rumors. Was it? I think it was an interview. Jonathan Coachman said that he thinks Vince McMahon wants to Is the coach in regular contact with McMahon to know this, or is this just a headline?
Speculations. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not too sure. Yeah. I've heard rumors before saying that Vince wants to start a company.
But he had a company. He had a company for 40-odd years.
Yeah, exactly.
He sold it, and obviously he's had all of his controversies, but literally, it was his. If he didn't want to sell it, why did he sell it?
Because he done some bad things.
Yeah, I know, but why sell it? It's like... You didn't need to sell it if you still wanted it.
I don't know if he got turfed out, didn't he?
Well, maybe. I suppose had the company had gone public or something, hadn't it?
Yeah, that's right.
Oh, okay. So they could kind of force him out that way.
Force him out.
Yeah. Oh well. I don't think he'll be buying it back personally.
I hope he doesn't.
No, it's been the Triple H era. The Paul Levesque era, as they have wanted to drill into our heads.
Still that, or we call it The Rock?
The Rock era. I don't know. It feels like there's still power plays. Because there was the whole thing about The Rock wanted Cody to turn heel.
That's right, yeah.
And so obviously it wasn't a long-term plan for Cena to turn heel.
No.
And then The Rock abandoned the storyline immediately after Cena's heel turn. So it almost feels like that happened... And The Rock was like, I've just ruined wrestling. We've taken John Cena in his retirement year.
Yeah.
We've shit on it, and now I'm leaving.
Yeah, exactly. He's like, it's not working for me, brother.
Yeah, I mean, and the whole thing. So now it's going to be at the next pay-per-view. John Cena and Logan Paul, which apparently was meant to be Travis Scott.
That's right.
Now, I'm so conflicted on this because I think it will end up better with Logan Paul because
it will definitely better with Logan.
Well, we assume, but Travis, like, because Logan Paul wasn't a wrestler until he was a wrestler. But in what universe was Travis Scott ever a wrestler?
None. And like the thing is, he's so tiny. Not going against tiny people, but he's too tiny.
He's tiny. Yeah, he's tiny.
Like, what's he gonna do?
Yeah.
Like, I think he probably felt that crossroads, and he's like, yeah, nah.
Well, absolutely, right? Well, unless Cody actually did give him a receipt, because I was going to say his only actual street cred that he could go with is that he like burst Cody's eardrum or something.
Exactly.
You know. Yeah. Oh, here comes Dev. Right, wait for it. There we go. Dev.
Hold on, let me switch over.
Dev Rebel.
Oh, you're switching over. Oh, you're getting rid of the Geek Battle thing, and there we. No, Dev. Do you know that that's outdated now?
Hold on.
All right, you're gonna find there you go. There you go. Fantastic. Right, Dev, we are literally just beginning here.
Yeah.
So you haven't missed much. We were just speaking about there's this rumor this week about Vince McMahon wanting to buy back WWE. Gav and I think.
What just happened?
Sorry.
You can't because there's something else that just happened.
Oh, what
Something else that just happened.
The John Laurinaitis thing?
Yeah.
Yeah. So again, look, without getting too heavily into the ins and outs of things, so John Laurinaitis has done the face turn, as some people are saying it, where basically he's making the deal to take down the big fish, basically. People power, yeah.
Or people power, even.
Yeah. Oh gosh. So yeah, like I think there's zero chance that TKO would even sell. Why would they sell it back? It's like everything I know is that they're doing tremendously profitable stuff. So why would they?
Extremely profitable, especially because they've adopted the Ticketmaster strategy of dynamic pricing.
But you know what? If people, I think I said this on the show last week. It's going to catch up to them. People are just going to suddenly not going to want to pay this at all, and there may be an opportunity for AEW to turn things around if they build up some momentum. So I don't think WWE will just be able to ride these ticket prices like this forever.
Hell no, it's already going downhill.
Yeah.
Really seeing like a switch in. You look at the storylines and everything. It's not as good as what it was like a year ago.
Yeah. Well, do you know?
Yeah.
And do you know why? There's no Rock. There's no Rock. Everything with like the Rock, Cody, that kind of stuff. It was the Bloodline. It was all great. And what we were just saying, Dev, is that like the Rock probably wanted Cody to turn heel. So obviously Cena turning heel wasn't the plan. Then they were like, we're going to perform our new alliance, John Cena, Travis Scott for some reason, and The Rock. And The Rock was like, look, Cena's a heel. It's going to fail without me, and then they'll come crawling back to me to make things good again. And I think that's actually what's going to happen.
No, I think they're getting out of a bad situation where Cena is a shitty heel, but it's on purpose.
It's on purpose that he's a shitty heel?
Yes.
What's the end game like?
He's like, I'm going to destroy wrestling. He wants to destroy wrestling. Essentially, Vince in 2002 with NWO.
Yeah, true.
When they inject the WWE.
Yeah, but why would he do that on purpose?
So he can turn face and get his whole final big pop at the end.
But he was already a face. All he had to do was just stay the course. You know, he could have, like, he's gone his whole career, as he has pointed out, where they'll be like, you can't wrestle, Cena sucks, right? Over the last 2 years, where he's turned up like once a year, people have been so pleased to see him, they were just going to cheer him from this point.
I was going to say, him and Becky Lynch are not convincing heels at all.
No.
It's always got that little boo-boo face, like...
Yeah. So right, you're so right. 100%, yeah.
Doesn't work.
So, it's like, I don't know if you've ever worked in an office where they'll make you do something you don't want to do. And then you're like, I'll do it, but I'll do it shit. So you never ask me again.
True.
It's like that. The fans have wanted Cena to turn heel for years, and he's now proving this is why I was never heel, because I'm bad at it.
But this is the end. Like, if he'd got another 5 years, he could do it just so it's done, right?
I think he's just going to have fun with this, like, because it's his swan song, isn't it? And it's a case where maybe if he didn't ever do it, he'll be thinking of what if kind of thing.
Yeah.
You know?
You can say, like, I've turned heel once in my 20-year career to face.
Yeah.
Okay, so, guys, speaking of which, let's start, I guess, with Saturday night's main event. Did we see it?
Yep.
Yeah. Well, let's start with 5 matches. Everyone, like, it's so funny on the internet. They were like, it's all men's matches. It's like, well, actually, just like give them time to announce stuff, and then it won't be. Maybe they pivoted because of that, but like WWE, they've just got the habit of like, we'll put on like a 3-match pay-per-view now. Whereas when we get to Double or Nothing, they'll have like, we're gonna have every single wrestler on this card in like multi-man matches.
And a battle royale. 25 8-man tags.
Yeah.
Yeah. In pre-show.
Okay, but let's start with Cena and Truth. What did we think of the match?
I love the entrance of Truth.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
The t-shirt.
Yeah, exactly. That's great. I think probably Cena and Truth are probably really good friends. And yeah, and so he was like, Cena's probably like, I just want to like, who do I want to work with this year? And he's like, I'm gonna work with Truth, and there is history to them that it absolutely made sense. Like the way they started this just at the last press conference like a month ago, where it's like, hey John Cena, you're still in there, just boing like that. It's like, what? That was like an abrupt way to set up this match, but it completely made sense. And
there was a really clever joke there as well,
which was
where he would never answer any questions in any other press conference.
He
didn't answer any questions, right?
Yeah.
He was finally about to answer one, then he gets interrupted.
Yeah. I think that they are smart in what they did with Truth, where they're still laying the groundwork of the idea of bringing him back to the light side, right? Yeah. So they're giving themselves that option at least, and maybe that's the right way to actually make Cena a better heel, by constantly trying to have people say, hey, you've got, you're John Cena, you will be the face. Have him almost, but then not. Who knows? Go on, Dev. Oh no.
The funniest part is, I really want him to do a thing of like Bucky, like who the hell's Bucky thing, but like with Cena, like try to bring him back to the face, like who is like I'm not like who like I'm not the guy anymore.
Do you know what? And this is something that you hate, David.
Go on.
Is Cena still stuck in the Wyatt universe?
Oh no! Like, I really hope not. How would they, like, unless they're going to do something to connect the dots with the Wyatt Six?
I mean, yeah, with the Wyatt Six and Alexa Bliss, and that's probably another way to do it.
There could be a way to do it. I mean, I'll be, you bring up a really good point. That would be a way of whatever dastardly stuff John Cena does this year. They could say, but then they're kind of making Bray Wyatt the heel from Beyond the Grave, like, he's always had you under his spell. Yeah,
him in the program, doesn't it?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, that would be interesting. That would be a hell of a. It's just a shame that Bo Dallas, I don't think, is a world champion material kind of guy.
No.
Right. If like when they first brought in the Wyatt Six and he had this sit down interview and that, he came across really well. He's like, oh, he's going to be serious now, and everything to me since then with the Wyatt Six has felt flat. Yeah. But if it was that, we're going to do this storyline with John Cena, connecting the dots to that he's still controlled by Bray Wyatt and making Bray Wyatt, like, respectfully have a presence, and then it was to launch off Uncle Howdy as a world champion or something. But I don't know. The Wyatt Six, they're back.
Yeah.
You know, and look, again, this is what the Wyatt Six is. It was Bray Wyatt's birthday. There was like the birthday cake in the ring. They blew it out. People can appreciate that, but when the matches, it doesn't work for me. It doesn't. Go on, Dev.
Like, I have the perfect way to get Howdy involved, the storyline. But the thing is, I have an issue with Cena versus the Faction. Because the last time that happened, in Nexus.
What, is that the last... Cena versus the Faction, and that was the last time it happened?
Yeah, I think so.
Well, possibly. But what, just that he never gave Wade Barrett the win after everything?
Yeah, he completely buried Nexus. Like, literally, under, like, millions of chairs.
Yeah.
Like, but, like, I had the perfect way to do, like, Bo Dallas saying, like, oh, John, I'm so grateful. I'm so thankful that you have taken Bray's teachings and embraced them.
Yeah.
Have you seen the light? Have you seen how much better your life is? Etc. etc. That would be have that lead to a face being like it's still the wrong path, and face the two of them at the same time instead of turning the White's face. Have them be agreeing with Cena. Be the only ones agreeing with Cena.
Or carrying cross.
Huh?
No?
Right. Yeah, they need to do something with Karrion Kross if they're going to. Like, they're making this big deal about, he's getting his t-shirts sold at the show now. It's like, how about, like, something meaningful on television?
Here's the thing. Like, I spoke to people close to him and stuff, and, like, he is putting way too much effort. He's putting much more effort into his character and his thing than the company is.
Yeah. But where does that get you? Because look at the biggest example of someone that did that, and it's Zack Ryder. Yeah, there you go. Yeah. Exactly what I was going to say. And
you know what? He just actually released a video today, actually.
Yeah.
And he's complaining because I think there's a little thing going on between him and Logan at the moment.
Yeah.
What? Because Matt Cardona and Logan Paul?
No. Sorry, this is going back to Karrion.
Karrion Kross.
Yeah. And that has to do with obviously beforehand you wasn't able to have a brand outside of WWE.
Yeah.
And obviously Logan's come in and capitalised off of that. Whereas wrestlers in the back, they haven't got the brand, or they're just starting off really with the brand now. And it's kind of an unfair advantage.
Yeah, but you know, I personally would never begrudge someone for you got to take what opportunities you can in life.
Yeah.
Logan Paul literally didn't need to get into wrestling. I'm sure when he found that he was very natural at it, and also I'm sure for a lot of his other businesses, it was like, wow, being associated to WWE gives me a huge boost. But I think he does WWE more to boost his other stuff than that he just wants to do WWE.
I think so as well.
Yeah.
And again, I don't hold that against him, you know.
You know what I was going to say? Because I had a lot of bad things to say about Karrion about a year ago.
Yeah.
With that group that he's with.
Oh, the Final Destination, whatever they called.
Well, I think he's actually grown a lot. Even though he hasn't really been in the ring that much.
Yeah.
I do like his character now, kind of thing. He's grown.
I'd really like to see it more on TV, that he gets a big program and that they're either going to push him or kind of not soon, because I don't know how old he is. He's probably not old. Sorry?
Logan or Karrion?
Oh no, I think they should make Logan Paul world champion, right? Karrion Kross, they need... Like, I might be able to be convinced, but I've never been convinced going back to when he was in NXT. So it could turn around though, because it's amazing that when you look at some wrestlers, like, okay, so at the moment I like to rip into Jey Uso because I ain't feeling it, but I'll still give credit where credit's due. That when you saw him like with just that, like, with like the face paint on, and they were just basically a really poor man's Wild Samoan coming down like with Tamina or whatever. I'd have never predicted in a million years that he'd be a solo star, but like a singles wrestler, and like a main eventer. So you know, you can always be taken by surprise by someone. Go on, Dev.
Breaking news. You know how AEW is having this 7-week run in one arena in Philadelphia, right?
Yes. Yeah.
So the week before, NXT having a show there.
WWE, they're being really, really aggressively competitive.
With the counter programming.
Well, yeah, it is WWE absolutely a counter programming now. Because like Saturday night's main event, Battleground, same weekend as Double or Nothing, just gone. And then what is it that's the same weekend as All Out? They just announced that there's another.
Evolution, is it? Or...
Is it Evolution? Yeah, and they've got like 3 shows across the same weekend.
Right.
Yeah.
Away. Is it Triple A?
Oh yeah, is it the crossover one? What's it called? Worlds Collide.
Yeah, Worlds Collide.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's WWE. WWE actually, it's like they can smell blood, and so they're going in for the kill. But at the same time, they're becoming the bad guys again. And it's so weird how everything goes in circles, because WWE, Vince McMahon was the bad guy, right?
Yeah.
And Tony Khan came in, all this goodwill, and eventually the fans somewhat turned on AEW and Tony Khan. They did on TNA years ago. Like, TNA was in, not the exact same position as AEW, but kind of like the alternative. And I guess when what turned things around is they brought in Hogan, and they got rid of the 6-sided ring. The Nasty Boys were suddenly there, and we were like, oh, no, WWE is better. But they never shook that off until like 2 years ago, because it was like, oh, Dixie Carter is just putting herself as a character and stuff like this.
Yeah.
You know, it always goes around. No one can ever just stay the good guy. Moral company.
What's interesting is what the WWE is doing now. They're also building up TNA.
Yeah.
To be the AEW killer.
Yeah, I agree.
Because they can't face them by proxy. They can't face them directly. Because it will be counted as like monopolizing whatever. But they can build up TNA and have that face AEW.
Yeah. Okay. Well, let's come on to TNA for a moment. When I say that, I mean NXT. Now, I've only seen the highlights of the main event. I didn't watch Battleground. Right? Okay. I'm gonna try to catch more of it because, well, the interesting stuff. Sorry.
It was a good show.
Okay, right. The big news is main event. Trick Williams defeats Joe Hendry for the TNA World Title. And one of the things that I think is crazy about it is that TNA World Title was won and lost on an AEW show. I'm sure Christian beat Kenny Omega on an AEW show. And now Trick Williams is beating the TNA World Champion on a WWE show. It's NXT, but it's still a WWE show. What do we see? Where do we see this going? Where do we see that they're going to be using? How they're going to be using Trick? How are they going to be using Hendry going forward, either company?
I think Hendry's going to come across eventually.
Yeah.
He's too good of a star.
Yeah.
His outing with Orton at WrestleMania, brilliant.
Yeah.
It was brilliant.
Sure.
It was short and sweet. It got to the point.
It was, yeah.
I actually think it put him over because a lot of people are now talking about Joe Hendry. I'm even getting messages from family members.
From Joe Hendry? All right.
About Joe Hendry.
Wait, hang on. We said his name.
Yeah, they said his name. He appeared.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's working. It worked.
Yeah.
So.
Deb?
So I think that Henry's going to cross the line to NXT or WWE in general, and then becoming like a mid-card or whatever here. And regarding the TNA title situation, we're either going to get Moose coming to NXT or a bunch of former TNA people going from main roster to NXT to get the title back for TNA. So like AJ or...
AJ doesn't want it. AJ doesn't want it. And like suddenly, like if I was Trick Williams, I'd be like, "Why is AJ? Look, he might. It'd be great to, he isn't going to turn down a match with AJ Styles, but he'd be like AJ hasn't been interested in this now, why just have me as a transitional champ or whatever?
Yeah.
You know, the only thing with Trick is obviously I don't know when TNA have got their next show, if they've taped stuff already, but you know, he's got to be on TNA TV, and he's probably going to be like, yeah, let's go for it. But in a sense, it's a demotion because he was NXT champion, and instead of thinking, right, I drop the belt, I'm going to the main roster, he's now gone the other direction if he goes to TNA. So they need to. It'll be interesting to see what they've got planned there. Because I didn't imagine that he was going to go to the main roster yet. I think probably he'll have to be champion for a little while, unless it's just a novelty thing. If they just put it back onto Joe Hendry, it feels like, okay, it was just a talking point, you know.
Yeah.
You know, just to again draw attention away from AEW on that weekend. Yeah. But yeah, no, it'll be interesting. So I've seen highlights of that. I know Stephanie Vaquer lost the NXT Women's title.
No, she didn't. She didn't lose at the pay-per-view. She retained at the pay-per-view.
Yeah, I didn't say at the pay-per-view, but she's lost it since. She's lost it on NXT, right? And so she's clearly going. Yeah, she ain't going to TNA.
But the only thing is, Booker needs to get called up now.
Oh my God, yes, absolutely, yes. Right.
Can't do it without him.
Yeah, I genuinely think. Look. She's very, very talented. She always was talented. She comes out wearing horns. She's got a look, you know.
She looks like a Tekken character.
She looks like a Tekken character. You know, she wears, like, very revealing clothes. But what got her over was the combination of the fact that she doesn't move with her butt in the air and that Booker T was orgasming It's like, how did that get over? Like, literally, yeah. That, I think...
It's similar to the reason why Trick could never go on the main roster, because Booker T also got Trick over as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Booker T needs to be on the main roster. He used to commentate on SmackDown or something. Or was it Raw or SmackDown? Yeah. TNA, yeah. He commentated in TNA in the ring.
Well, he's doing a beatdown.
Yeah. I love that stuff. Do you know what? There's a few moments when you look back on TNA history that like really stand out.
Good.
That was one of them. Booker T commentate. I'm sure Jerry Lawler commentated his own match once as well. But I think I'm sure, like, this was so many years ago. But like Booker T doing that, I think that was during like the main event Mafia stuff, where they also had like Scott Steiner as the ring announcer and stuff. Do you remember this?
Yeah.
Right, yeah, I don't know. Yeah, good stuff.
Like, that was good, and also Steinemath, and...
I think Steinemath is the most famous moment from TNA history. It has to be.
You know, Braun did a remake of that for WrestleMania.
Who did? Braun Breaker, yeah.
Because he was also in a big four-way.
Yeah. Do you know what? I vaguely saw it, but I need to go back and look at that again. Okay, we've jumped all over the place, which is fine, but I think we only covered one match from Saturday night's main event.
Oh yeah, wow, okay.
Was the Chelsea match in the Chelsea's Arena? Was that Saturday night main event or not?
That was, I can't remember.
Yeah, that was the US title match. Yeah.
I love that match. I really like that match. And I think Chelsea was supposed to retain, or win the title, but she broke her nose.
Wait, so you think Chelsea Green was meant to regain it?
Win.
Oh.
Yeah.
No.
She broke her nose.
Wow. Okay, well that sucks for her. But there is no way they should have given it back to her straight away like that.
I thought Chelsea was going to win, but I think keeping it on Zelina was the right thing.
Yeah.
But I know Zelina kind of messed up with that 619. And the thing is, because she messed up, she then compensated to try to kick her in the face. And obviously it went wrong. And that's where she broke her nose kind of thing. So, but I'll say one thing. they need to change that music for Zelina.
Yeah.
It is the dog drizzling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They don't come up with good music anymore.
No. That song is right. When she comes out, it's supposed to have energy and everything, and that just brings the mood down.
Yeah.
And you're just like, who is this? Unless you hear, oh, it's Zelina at the beginning. But
Who is it that's doing the music nowadays?
Def Rebel.
yeah.
And how long have they been doing it?
Too long.
Too long. Yeah. Well, yeah, like the wrestling themes aren't recognisable. Like one of the ones I hate the most is the Motor City Machine Guns. It's trash.
I hate it because I used to love the TNA one.
Yeah.
I don't remember the TNA one, but
Motor, like, it literally would start with Motor City and then play on.
Okay. Yeah.
They were so good in there. It's
Okay, so wow, I didn't know that they had to pivot from Chelsea. A broken nose, I'd have still won the title.
Yeah.
I've been like, yeah, you know, just give me the Cody Rhodes gimmick. Just give me like a face mask, and I'll still wrestle with a broken nose. Right. Anyway, so Seth and Braun defeated Punk and Sammy. Good. I think it was, it was good. It was what it was going to be on a Saturday night's main
I
event.
don't remember that match. What happened?
Bronson Reed.
Oh.
Yeah, so it was basically the third man, which has been like the rumor for a long time. I'm not.
Yeah.
I get in a sense. My worry about the Paul Heyman guy thing is putting Paul Heyman with Seth. Seth is such a big star that it's like, well, Seth doesn't need it. You know, we're seeing how their chemistry develops, but it's like what this reminds me of. Bron Breakker absolutely makes sense to be a Paul Heyman guy. It feels like, yeah, this guy is the future, and it feels like that he's someone that Paul Heyman would have been looking at. Bronson Reed, to me, it feels like when suddenly, like Michael McGillicuddy or Curtis Axel was suddenly a Paul Heyman guy. It's like these are the embarrassing missteps of Paul Heyman's managerial career.
No, I Bronson Reed is a good example.
You think? Oh, sorry, the sound went weird.
Because
You're cutting out.
Bronson Reed is a good guy for Paul Heyman as well, because he can't really talk, but he's good at wrestling and like being scary and mean and stuff.
Yeah,
he's been put in there to take the pinfalls.
Yeah, that's what I think.
Yeah.
Like, I think, I think wrestling generally is lacking the monster heavy guys, like the super heavyweights. Like when you look back in time, they never, like, because it was a different time period. They never made Earthquake defeat Hogan and become world champion. Yeah. I would have totally believed it. When Yokozuna was world champion, 100% believe it. Yeah. You know, Andre the Giant should have been a world... You know, sometimes when he got better mobility and that. But, like, Bronson Reed, it's like the great Khali. I was like, yeah, I believe that he could beat someone up. Bronson Reed could be a world champion.
Yeah.
After the Survivor Series, though, I said he's got to stop doing this flying shit. You know, he doesn't need to. Just splash people, bear hug people... Be absolute ruthless monster. It was like for years. What was the gimmicks like they had with like Mark Henry, and it was like sexual chocolate. That people look back on that favorably now. Yeah. At the time, it was awful, right? And then eventually they were like, "Well, hang on, this guy's the strongest man on earth. He'll just kill people." And then suddenly the gimmick worked. The Big Show, they never got that right. They always went stupid with him.
Chopped and changed.
Yeah, exactly. Oh my god, did you see this trivia? It may have even been in our group that the Big Show changed heel and face 30 times or something.
Something like that. Yeah.
Oh my god, yeah.
Yeah.
Go on, sorry, Dev, you were going to say.
So, like, the problem with the big guys in wrestling, most of them are locked up in TNA and not being used.
Well, who have we got in TNA?
Not in TNA, AEW, and not being used.
Oh, okay. So in AEW,
Luchasaurus.
He's not a big guy. No, look. Okay, so the big guys in AEW, they're like 6'5". Billy Gunn is a big guy in AEW because you've got all of like Darby Allins and Orange Cassidy's there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now you've got the Satnam Singh is a legit 7 foot whatever guy. But if you mean like Powerhouse Hobbs, sorry,
Hobbs.
Yeah, but okay.
Brian
So if you say Brian Cage looks like this.
Yeah.
He's at best Dino Bravo. He is not Earthquake, right?
It's true.
You see what I mean? It's like you
And
don't have.
Hobbs.
Sorry, Powerhouse. Yeah, but Powerhouse Hobbs again. He's like that build of Dino Bravo. He's just like if you go back to the 80s, he's not even a Road Warrior. He's like he's approaching Road Warrior. Like if you took the big guys from AEW or even in some respects WWE nowadays and like sent them back in time, put them against the Powers of Pain, right? And Demolition, they'd tower over them, right? Like Brian Cage. Like I know his gimmick is Wolverine, but he is that short.
Yeah, too tiny.
Yeah. But yeah, so Bronson Reed, Bronson Reed, make him Earthquake. Not saying that he has to be that, but they're already saying Tsunami, and then do what you did with Tugboat and get what's his face, Otis.
Otis, all right.
And then have like the Tugboat aspect of like, hey, we're going to take you out of this really dumb gimmick and make you seem threatening. And then you've got Natural Disasters and make them tag team champion. God.
Shockmaster.
Yeah, don't do Shockmaster. Yeah. But this is what I mean. These guys.
That'll give you heat.
Yeah.
You know?
See, the interesting thing is, like, oh god, what was his name? The Funkasaurus. Brodus Clay, right? So they teased his gimmick was going to be that he was a monster. And then they brought him out as the Funkasaurus. And, like, I don't know why, I can't even remember why he's somewhat controversial, but eventually he went to NWA, and they used him as a monster. And I probably saw one of his matches, maybe against Matt Cardona there or whatever, and I don't think he wasn't as good as he used to be, which wasn't necessarily the best. But they were using him in the right way. Yeah, go on, Dev.
So, I know the reason the Funkasaurus exists. And it's fucking stupid.
Go on.
Like, for ages, they were building up this Funkasaurus, like, mostly old thing. And then, like, the day before, Vince sees him dancing. And he cancelled the whole plan. He's like, you're a dancer now.
Okay, hang on 1 second. We may be having a run-in a moment. Okay, we'll get to this. So,
we need the Royal Rumble clock.
We need the. Do you know what, guys? Hang on. Do I have that? This isn't a good one. Oh no, shit, that's bad. It's just a lame countdown. It says countdown. Nah, don't have a. I will get the Royal Rumble clock.
There you go.
Yeah, there we go. All right, so let's see. Did he say it? Yeah, he'll be joining us. So we'll have a run-in a moment. But Dev, you were saying, why was the Funkasaurus the thing?
So they were building up to the monster heel thing, and like it was meant to be debut. The day before, Vince sees him dancing backstage. He's like, "You're a dancer now."
Oh my god! Right, okay. Dr. Steve-O! Hello. You're a wrestling fan, I take it.
Oh, big time wrestling fan.
Good.
I also sometimes work in the indie wrestling, so I got a little bit of background on why people do stuff sometimes.
Amazing. Okay, well, welcome to Slam Jam. So if you wouldn't have met Gav or Dev before, I don't believe, right?
No.
Hi, Dev.
Hey.
Right. Good. So we've been like, I take that you saw that the show was happening, and that's why. Because you asked it, so you know we're live anyway.
I did, and then you're talking about wrestling, and it's like, all right. And then you're talking about big guys and how they're not being used properly, which is fair.
Who's your favorite big guy wrestler?
Oh, geez. You know, it was supposed to be Braun Strowman, but he couldn't conduct himself properly.
Yeah.
From what Kevin Nash says, and he taught a buddy of mine, Rage, that if you're a big guy, you don't have to go and yell and do it. You just got to walk in and show intimidation. Strowman, as big as he is, does not have that. He just runs around and does things that like younger lightweights should be doing.
Yeah. I think that's the problem. Well, we were saying I don't even consider Luchasaurus a big guy. In AEW, he's a big guy because everyone there is small. But his thing was that he could, do like a moonsault and stuff like this. And it's like, truly, if you're like a big guy, you remember Andre, he'd back you up into the corner, he'd lean his hips forward, and then slowly smash into you.
Yeah.
We've all seen, I'm sure, the clip of Yokozuna doing that bonsai drop where he didn't put his feet down, and he just landed on a guy.
Yeah.
This is what's believable. It's like, literally, if you've got that size, all you need to do is use it. You don't need all of like the moves in the world.
You know what? In wrestling, I'm surprised I'm actually saying this now. Less is more.
Oh yeah.
I've got to swap that. And like, yeah, it is so true now.
Yeah.
But again, like when you're younger, you want to go out there, you want to do everything and show everything that you can do. But at the same time, it's like psychology, and it's just like
You don't need to.
no,
Yeah.
exactly.
One thing, when you're talking about ruining wrestlers, my big thing a few years ago at, was it Hell in a Cell? Shayna Baszler came out and kicked everybody's ass, right?
Yeah.
So we expected her to beat Becky Lynch at WrestleMania, and she didn't.
Yeah.
Then after that, she just went downhill because they never used her properly.
Yeah.
Do you know what?
They keep dropping the ball.
One of the biggest ones like that, and they've done it with like quite a few people, I guess, over the years, but was like Shinsuke winning the Royal Rumble.
Yeah.
Turning heel where it's like, oh, I'm gonna kick AJ in between the legs, low blow, and he never recovered from that. It's like his gimmick when like they even changed his music, which was a huge part of his gimmick at the time.
Yeah.
And yeah, so there's so many people they do that with.
I think he was so good in Japan.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
his Japan stuff, it was brilliant. And
Shinsuke, to me, as a fan, is like I couldn't stand watching him. I'm not sure if it was his look or the way he conducted, or he just had no mic skills. I'm not too sure.
it's a bit disconnect. That's the thing.
He's a good wrestler, but there's no X factor to have me pay attention to him.
See, and that's perhaps where you need to find like the really good manager, because if you do have like a Japanese star that doesn't speak English, or even if they do speak English, right? I'll give you this example. I went to Japan, gosh, a few years ago now, and I was over there doing improv and stand-up comedy. That was part of why I was over there. And they'd got one show that I was on where it was for people that spoke English, and there was a lot of Japanese people in the audience, but literally you had people like me who were just like in the country, and it's like, we're going to find a spot where we can, do a show, get some stage time and that. And there was a really good, there was a guy who, he wasn't Japanese, and I forget where he was from. He was like Malaysian or something. And his material was so funny. But he was performing in English, which obviously wasn't his language. And the delivery was off. And it's something that simple, where when you get someone that, that can, even if they can speak English, they need to work on, you need to give them really practiced promos that are going to be effective. Because if you just, like, even if you remember, like, when they put Penta on the microphone after his debut, and he was just like, he was having such a good time, he just went on and on. It's like, you shouldn't be given the microphone again here. And they learn instantly with Lesnar. It's like, I shouldn't be on the mic. He shouldn't be on the mic. They put him with Heyman. And eventually when he came back, without Heyman, 2 weeks later they brought in Heyman because the guy can't talk. So if you got a guy and they can't actually translate it, because I'm sure in Japan Shinsuke could, and it's the same with we'll get to AEW in a second with Okada. His whole thing is just blah blah blah, bitch, and it's just like, you need someone to talk for him.
Yeah, but you know what? I say this: a lot of people could do it without even talking. Look at Io, charisma.
Yeah,
she can go in the ring, and like, if you've got someone that she knows a little bit of English, but she does well with it as well. But I think because of her chemistry in the ring and her charisma, it just shines out anyway. So,
well, yeah, you're right. Because again, look at Jeff Hardy.
Yeah.
Zero charisma, zero mic skills. Every time he's on the mic, it's like, oh, just jump off a ladder or something, dude. Right?
Yeah.
Right. Okay, let's come... Oh, no, go ahead.
I think Deb wanted to say something.
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Yeah. Regarding Nakamura, I think he toned himself down for WWE. Like, he doesn't give a damn about WWE.
Yeah.
He's literally like just there for a paycheck. If you want to see him with good character work and actually effort put into his matches, look up his old stuff from New Japan, and you'll see a world of difference. For him, WWE's retired, basically.
Well, yeah, and you know, but like, you do get this where there's like over all of the years, some people that don't start off in WWE, and you might hear that, oh, this guy was really good in ECW, and then they went to WWE, or WCW, or TNA, and then went into WWE. Like, even AJ Styles, as good as he is, you know, if people have only watched WWE, it's like, well, watch some of his TNA stuff, you know.
Yeah.
Sometimes, the unfortunate thing with WWE is, if you go a different route and eventually get there, there's often the case that, oh, you may not get what you had before, you know, in some other place.
Well, they do hire all the really top stars, right? If you get really skilled. Unfortunately, as you said, they won't let them do what they can.
Yeah.
Mm.
Well, yeah, and there's an aspect to that as well, and there's probably, because we were saying earlier about the Triple H era now, and the weird thing is when you watch NXT still is the show where people do more than what they do on the main roster, and there's probably a logic to it. I was watching the Anarchy in the Arena match. We'll get on to Double or Nothing soon, right? The Anarchy in the Arena match, and the Young Bucks, they did like 15 super kicks in a row, and it's like you used to wait a 20-minute Shawn Michaels match hoping you'd see one. Yeah. And it is a case of sometimes you don't want to go out there and do everything, and outside of WWE, ECW, they'd go all out. TNA, they'd show everything they can do because that's how they'd stand out, and then they get in WWE, and it's this thing you said, Gav, of slow it down.
Slow it down, and like you want to have like anticipation.
Yeah.
It's just like you okay, and I've got taught this as well. Like it's like driving a car. You don't put it into fifth gear straight away.
Yeah.
You go through the motions to get up to the speed, and it's just like that analogy. It's the same analogy as like making love. You ain't gonna go straight and be like, bam, yeah,
Oh.
done.
Yeah.
Exactly. Take your time with it, and like you know,
Yeah.
It'll go.
Yeah. If you tap out straight away, that's no good.
There's
awesome.
a guy on TNA, I think it's called Cody Deaner. You guys ever hear of him?
Yeah.
Cody
No, go
Deaner's
ahead.
a buddy of mine, and he actually, I got to work with him a couple times. I'm a manager. I've not like really trained in wrestling, but got to work against him, and he taught me a lot about ring psychology, slowing things down, anticipation, interacting with the audience.
Yeah.
If you're a heel, you definitely make sure that they hate you, and it's not just by walking into the ring and ignoring them. Like Io Sky, right? She looks for the audience for, you know, hey, can I do this? Acceptance, and then they agree with it, right? But some other wrestlers who just don't have that, I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right, guys, let's come to Double or Nothing. Who here has seen Double or Nothing, or highlights, or anything? No one? Dev?
Bits and pieces.
Bits and pieces. Do you know, I haven't seen the absolute whole thing because it was a long show. I've seen the Owen matches, so Mercedes won. Main event, obviously,
I saw
Ospreay.
the ambulance match.
You saw the...
Ricochet and...
oh my god, that was insane. Ricochet and Briscoe. Yeah.
Briscoe.
So it was an ambulance match, a stretcher match. It was very, very violent, very hardcore. It was good. It's so interesting seeing what they're doing with Ricochet's character and trying to make him this not Norman Bates, what was it? Patrick Bateman, American Psycho kind of character. Yeah. He has the scissors. They were using the scissors. For my taste, I've said this on the show before. I think scissors goes too far, because literally, if you've actually used the scissors, then it's over. It's over, right? It's a one-hit kill kind of weapon, you know, if you actually get there. Go on, Dev.
For me, scissors is fine. I don't like the needles.
Yeah, scissors, like stabbing weapons, I just don't think works at all. Like, it's the thing where it's always cool to see Triple H come out with a sledgehammer, but it's always the argument of why he doesn't know how to use a sledgehammer.
Yeah, exactly.
It's always just this jab to the gut or whatever. He's always got this hand over the end.
And that's what I was thinking as well, because like Drew's come out with that sword.
Yeah.
Why are you going to bring out a sword if you can't use it?
Well, when was the one time he did use it? It turned out to be rubber.
When he dropped it.
The rope.
The rope?
Yeah. Yeah.
Nice.
Well, do you know, see, coming down the aisle, holding a sword to look like, and this is like, oh, Scottish heritage. I could accept that as just like he doesn't intend to use it. It's just like a trophy kind of thing.
Yeah.
But this is why, you know, like Jim Duggan coming out with a 2x4. It's like you can easily use this. You can easily gimmick it. Guitars, you can easily gimmick stuff like this. Chairs, you know, even if you're not doing headshots anymore, then you can still make them work. But it's scissors. It's like, well, are you going to blind them? Are you going to... Because you can cut their head, sure, but it's like, well, you're just going to stab them. Yeah, it doesn't work for me. The needle through the... Is that what you're referring to, Dev? The needle through the cheek thing? No. Do you not see that with Swerve and Hangman? Like a year ago or whatever it was.
Yeah.
Was that 2 years ago?
Or even spaghetti.
I hated that, yeah.
Yeah. Bill the Butcher would take a fork and like jab people and cut people's heads.
Yeah.
Well, exactly. But also, I think there's a reason why he was never in WWE. You know,
Yeah,
and when he was in
there's a reason why-
WCW, they electrocuted him on a chair in the shittest.
Yeah, and there's a reason why his head looks like a
Potato.
lasagna.
Yeah. Okay, so so if you didn't, we can speak about it briefly, I guess. Double or Nothing, you didn't see it. So Mercedes did in fact beat Hater, so it will be Mercedes. Toni Storm won her match, so for All in Texas, we are going to have Toni and Mercedes. Any early thoughts on that, Dev?
I like Tony's matches because they're usually always good,
Yeah.
but I have a problem where you know she's going to win. Every match she has, you know she's going to win.
Who, Toni?
Yeah.
She's going to beat Mercedes.
Yeah, no, like, when she had the match with Mina, like, everything Mina was doing, you knew it was pointless because Mina was never going to win.
Yeah. Well, this was an interesting pay-per-view because this is Double or Nothing, which is meant to be AEW's WrestleMania. Even though they've got 3 WrestleManias with All In and All Out. But because when we spoke about it on the show a week or two ago, I didn't realise that All in Texas was so near because it was like it's next month, isn't it? It's really, really soon. And so this, if you do a WWE comparison, whoever is challenging for the world title at the Royal Rumble, if you don't expect them to win, you know that they're just cannon fodder. You know that they're just there. And whoever's like going for the world title on the pay-per-view between the Rumble and WrestleMania, you know they ain't winning because they're already Kevin Owens. Or years ago, do you remember Hardcore Holly got a world title shot randomly?
Yeah.
Right? It's like
Razor
Ramon. Oh, poor Razor. He should have been a world champion. So Toni Storm versus Mercedes was obviously the match that they're building up to, and who wins the next one? I'm not sure. I feel like Toni winning. It depends. Is it a title for title? Do we know what they're building up to?
Has Mercedes lost?
Mercedes got like 25 titles. I mean.
Yeah, she's got every title.
Has Mercedes lost in AEW yet?
I don't think so.
Not the singles, I think.
No, I don't think so. So
Yeah.
it literally, like, they've already. Well, I suppose this probably came out in the last few days. So they've already got Toni Storm, Mercedes, and then Hangman and Mox. But yeah, so it'll be interesting. Hangman and Mox, who do we think is going to win there?
What's that for a title?
World title.
World title.
Yeah.
Hangman.
Yeah, I think so. It's been years since he's been world champion, so
Yeah.
possibly.
And they need to get off the Mox.
Yeah. Oh my god, yeah, it doesn't work. Dev.
So I haven't watched AEW in a while. Did they explain why Mox is carrying the title in a briefcase?
It is kind of this, we're doing things different, we're going to destroy wrestling kind of thing. I think when Hangman wins it, he's going to get they'll probably redesign the belt. That's my prediction. Yeah, I think they'll redesign the belt. He'll probably open it. Imagine if he just opens the briefcase and it's not in there.
It's just a glow.
It's just... What movie is that? What movie is that?
What was that?
Is that Pulp Fiction?
Pulp Fiction, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so Dr. Stevel, because this is the first time on the show here. Let's just quickly check in here, because I know we're speaking a lot about AEW, which turns out most of us didn't really watch. Do you follow AEW?
I'm mostly a WWE fan. I don't really get it. Sorry, guys.
No, it's fine. Let's talk some more WWE.
I know most of the characters, and they seem to be doing better in AEW because they got more creative freedom.
Yeah, no, let's go back to WWE. We were talking on and off about Saturday night's main event. Somehow, with only 5 matches on the show, we've only been able to speak about, I think, 3 of them. Yeah, so Priest and Drew McIntyre, did we see this?
Yeah.
Thoughts?
I've got a problem with it.
Go on.
And it's more or less what Jesse mentioned. And if you're old school, I'm probably showing my age here, I didn't like how Priest won that at all. And I know...
the door thing?
Sorry?
The door thing?
Yeah, the door. I was just like, what the hell? I understand he knocked him out, so he's can't speak.
Incapacitated? Alright.
Yeah, he's incapable to move and whatnot, and he walked out that way. But if he'd done that, he should have had a little bit of more swagger with it. Kind of, I don't know, something was missing. It just came across heelish, like the way, unless he is going to turn heel.
Well, he's been acting heel for a while lately. He's been attacking Drew out of nowhere. Like, that's a heel move. I don't care now.
Yeah.
And he's been doing all these sorts of things. So I think he's probably turning that way because he's lost his... he was awesome as a face for a while and then started going down again.
Yeah, exactly.
The funny thing about Damian Priest is with the Judgment Day, it was like everything was going great. And obviously you could see... Because Finn Balor was clearly the former world champion, the leader of the group. But then suddenly Priest is like, well, actually, Priest seems just as much the leader. He's a bigger guy. He looks like he could be world champion. And they went that direction. And people were pleased. But he was a face within a heel group.
Yeah.
And so eventually they broke him away. At the same time that they broke Rhea away. And they had nothing for him afterwards. Like, this feud with Drew is just like, oh, what do we do with Priest? What do we do with Drew? Let's put them together because that's where the world title changed hands a year ago. And they need to find a way to put they need to put the Judgment Day back together. Because Rhea's doing fine. But when you think about it, the women's division is always kind of separate just by the nature of it's the women's division and not the men's division. She added a lot to everything around the Judgment Day.
Absolutely.
But on her own, she didn't need to have the Judgment Day because, having you weren't going to be having Balor and Dominic and all the stuff necessarily needing to interfere on her behalf because she was credible that she could handle herself anyway. But without her in Judgment Day is still, it is what it is. Dom is still fun. What they're doing now, Dom is the luckiest man in the world, right? How does that happen to that kid that was like looking up at the ladder and that, right? He's got his actual wife, and then he's got Rhea, and then he's got Liv, and now, so it's just
Is that Scott Pilgrim?
But he's got Raquel as well. Let's get it straight. She's just playing it cool. He's got Raquel too.
Yeah.
Carlito. Leave Carlito's wife alone.
Is that Carlito's wife?
No, but Carlito's crush on her.
All right. Carlito is just like what I'm very happy for Carlito to still be in WWE. Yeah. He adds absolutely nothing to that group.
Exactly.
Absolutely nothing.
He took the spear really good.
From Braun. Yeah.
Yeah.
He took the best spear of all time. Wow.
Yeah, I need a funeral the next day.
Yeah.
You guys mentioned Bronson Reed. I mean, putting him together with Seth Rollins and Braun Breaker, I think is a good move.
Yeah.
Now they just got to do something with him eventually. Hopefully he picks up some stuff from them.
I really hope that, because look, the heir apparent Paul Heyman guy is Braun Breaker. I worry, like we said earlier, Dev or Gav, whoever said it, Reed is there to take the pins, which is kind of unfortunate. I don't know how well he's going to do, because it feels like he was destroying Seth a few months ago, and so now all of a sudden him and Seth are just on the same page. Whatever, it happens. It's wrestling. But Seth Rollins is in this group. He is the world champion. He is the Triple H. Breaker is the Randy Orton. Maybe he's the Batista if we look at this like evolution.
Bronson is Batista, yeah.
Yeah, Bronson Reed is the Batista. So maybe they'll all be world champions again. So yeah, so will that if I actually I think this is a good comparison. Is there and is Paul Heyman just the Ric Flair, or do we actually get another wrestler in there?
Oh, you'll probably get a few more.
Yeah.
Paul's hinted that they might bring some females into the group.
Yeah, like Becky.
No, don't bring Becky into it.
Originally I thought that, but I'm not sure what's going to happen.
Becky doesn't need it. We said earlier, and I agree. She's a better face.
She is.
Right, she's a much better face, and also she's going to neutralize Seth, because now all of a sudden it's going to be when anything happens with her, instead of just being able to be ruthless, he's now got to be like, oh, that's my wife kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And it's interesting that other than very, very briefly, they almost operate completely separately, like that's not a thing.
Yeah.
Other than when they just and this is how come it neutralizes Seth, because the only time you ever know that they're a couple is when someone's like, well, the wife is the man in your relationship.
Yeah,
so putting them together, it will just damage Seth, and she doesn't need it, and she doesn't need to be a heel. Go on, Dev.
Also, I really, really wish they could have replaced Seth with Brock Lesnar, only because then the team could be known as the Bros.
Bros? What, Brock? That's fantastic. I love it.
The 3Ds.
Yeah. Oh my god. Yeah. Oh well, I think there is still a chance that Lesnar will return. We were looking. Did we see this, guys?
Wait.
Oh yeah, Triple H, Brock Lesnar.
We've got the 4 Vs here.
Holy shit! We spoke about this. So Dr. Stevel, we spoke about this before. The fourth. Wait. Okay. The middle of our names. Everyone has a V in the middle of our names.
Yeah.
We did. So what do we do with this information? There we go. Yeah. Absolutely. we're yeah, like we need. So never mind the 4 horsemen. Come on, guys, put them up. Put up those V's. Put up those V's. Yeah, and if Dave Green was here as well.
There you go.
What? Look at that. The 5 V's. This is perfect. Yeah, that's good observation. I forgot what we were talking about.
Wow.
You mentioned.
Brock Lesnar. Oh yeah, so Brock Lesnar. Did we see the photo of him from recently that came out?
Wait, it's Triple H.
Well, okay, well maybe Brock Lesnar hair, I guess. Brock Lesnar. Yeah, if you haven't seen a recent photo of Brock, let's see. What is there not anything that shows it? Here it is. Yeah, I've got it.
You got it?
Yeah. So He's just got like this
What
long
the
hair.
hell?
Yeah, exactly. And that's Sable.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, I'm glad they don't have his daughter with him. Gee, she's scary.
Yeah.
Yes, she is.
I
Yeah.
can't even try. It's literally a clone of Brock Lesnar.
Yeah, I mean,
What?
let's
I'm gonna
see.
have to ask if that was real or not just some AI thing that we're being
No, it's
pranked
real.
with.
So that was definitely real. Recent Brock, and here is Maya Lesnar. Is it?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy. That is crazy. Although, do you know, like, whilst we're judging the appearance of wrestlers' daughters, right? Have you seen that recent photo of Triple H or Stephanie with the daughters?
Yeah.
Okay.
One of them looks like Stephanie, one of them looks like Triple H, and the other one looks like a mix of them both.
Yes. Do you know what? Like, Stephanie McMahon, daughters. Right.
Hall of Fame.
Is it the Hall of Fame? Okay, so let's see if
Yeah.
let's find this photo. Oh, here it is. Right. So literally, I wish Triple H was sat here, like on the other end, just here. Oh my God, Linda's there as well. I didn't see the version with Linda in it. So you go from Linda into the daughter, which is Stephanie.
Yeah.
Then her daughter here is clearly a clone of Stephanie.
Yeah.
But then you come to this daughter, the blonde hair is there, still has kind of Stephanie's face, but it's, well, you know, look at this shadow in this, and it's kind of like, okay, there's elements of Triple H here, and then you get the next phase of Triple H,
Yeah.
and then it should just be Triple H sat here.
Yeah. And then his dad.
Although, what's funny is that is his dad next to the daughter.
Yeah.
Wait. What, this?
No.
No,
Next side.
on the right, on the.
Yeah.
What, so we can't see him?
Yeah.
No.
Oh.
So it's a progression.
It is, that's what I mean. It, like, bit by bit, absolute clone, slightly more Triple H, 90% Triple H, and then it should be Triple H.
Beth looks like Vince a little bit as well. I can see
Side
Vince.
note.
Certain times I see Vince.
I mean,
Which one? This one? The middle one?
Steph.
no, Steph.
Yeah.
Yeah, do you see any Vince in these? Because, to be honest,
No.
No.
Vince may be one of their fathers.
What fruit?
He wanted it.
Allegedly.
Well, that's what, actually, that makes sense for why this one, the oldest one, is just pure Stephanie, because there is no extra DNA in there. Because, do you remember the storyline? Vince McMahon was like, what if I turn out to be the father?
David, we got to do it last week. Look up Brock Lesnar's sons.
Okay.
Sons? I thought we just saw it.
Not that one, the other one.
Okay,
That's a cheap shot, but okay.
so, whose sons? Brock's sons.
Yeah.
Ah, right. So, let's have a look. Brock Lesnar sons.
Is that his sons with Sable? Or
Yeah.
someone else?
Yeah, with Sable.
How many kids do they have? I mean, he's got a
3, I
farm. so-
believe. 3 or 4.
Wow.
Okay, so here's Brock Lesnar with his son. So mean, it's so mean. Right, okay. I don't know if I can find it, to be honest. Brock Lesnar's son. No, I can't find it.
Huh.
Right, I'll just try like a Google search. Right. Brock Lesnar son. Wait. Oh, this is just funny, right? So this is obviously wrong. But when you look up Brock Lesnar's son, it comes up with Rusev. Luke Lesnar.
Luke Lesnar?
Okay, so is that his son?
Yeah.
Okay, well you could, yeah, you know. Well, and then this is going to turn out that he's like 7 years old, isn't it?
Yeah,
Right? It's like, oh, he's not as big as his dad. He's like, no, he's only 9.
Yeah. Speaking of sons and kids and stuff, Goldberg's son recently.
Oh, yeah, let's find that one.
Tattoo.
Yeah.
Whilst we're on wrestling children, it's like Muppet Babies, if you remember that. Right.
Tiny Toons.
Tiny Toons, yeah. So, okay, so what was it? Gage Goldberg. I just love the idea. I think there should be a whole promotion. Literally, it should be Lesnar's kid. It should be Gage Goldberg. Mark Henry's son is wrestling. I think Mark Henry's daughter is wrestling, in fact.
Wow.
Yeah, I'll see if I saw something about her a week ago. And there's a few others that you can just have the entire, like, Muppet Babies show. Well, yeah, so...
Yeah, guess who the owner would be? Shane.
Shane, it would have to be, yeah. Okay, but yeah, so look at that. Okay, so how did they get his tattoo wrong?
The fat kid.
Well, yeah, so they're going to show... Oh, is that the kid there as well? Right. But that tattoo is kind of... I think it's a mirror image, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It doesn't look like the size of it looks wrong as well.
It'll grow.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah.
But...
Where did you grow a tattoo?
You grow. Like...
No, you...
When I had my tattoo, I was like really small, and then I went in the gym, and it grew.
Yeah.
It'll grow.
Yeah. Okay, right, guys, we'll begin to wrap things up presently. I'll look to see if there's any breaking wrestling news. Is there anything on anyone's mind in the world of wrestling that we haven't covered this week?
Evolve are doing more WWE stuff because they're having a full-weight with like Wendy Chu and stuff. So they're having NXT people show up on Evolve.
I haven't watched any of Evolve, if I'm honest.
No, sorry.
They had that movie come out, Queen of the Ring, which is based on Mildred Burke.
Yeah.
Okay. When did that come out?
Yeah, a couple months ago, but I think it's starting to stream now on Apple.
Yeah.
Oh, right, okay. I have to watch that.
It's not bad. They've got a lot of old characters, like Mae Young is actually young. Then like 30, based in the 40s and 50s. It's pretty decent. Things that they changed for obviously creative licensing, but
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was going to say, I think JR had a hand in putting that together as well.
Yeah. Oh, okay, so obviously, did you hear the news about Jim Ross recently? So he's got cancer. I think he's had a successful surgery. So...
Yeah.
But yeah, that's he's been through so many health things, so I just hope he gets better with it soon. There's a headline here: Nick Nemeth, so Dolph Ziggler, legitimately pissed off over Trick Williams' TNA World Title win. Now it might be true because he might just be like, "Ugh, I left WWE," and well, he's like, "I left WWE, and now I'm going to be in TNA, but now TNA is basically run by WWE." And it's like, I don't know.
And that's the thing, is he going to be called Dolph when he's wrestling there?
Yeah, I think they called him.
So there's a precedent for that because they called Dango by his TNA name while using his WWE music.
Well, didn't they have Elijah on NXT? And, well, Elias. And he was like, I am Elijah, and he didn't need to be on WWE TV, but that was cool. So, and also, one of the things with a wrestler being pissed off and talking about it in social media, it's like, well, are you just working the gimmick so that you want a title shot? You know,
Everything's a work, brother.
Everything's a work. Right, I think that is going to just about wrap it up here then. But no, this has been a good show. Dr. Steve will join us more often.
I'll try. Say, any of you guys familiar with the Cauliflower Alley Club?
Yeah.
Yes. I've seen that they'll induct people or stuff like this. I watched when Punk got inducted.
It's pretty cool. I was there last year. I'm going again this year.
Nice.
Part of the family. It's some really decent people.
Oh, that's amazing. Do you know who is it like a Hall of Fame where they induct people into it?
It sort of is, yeah. Most of the money that they make on the dinners and whatnot goes to help out wrestlers that were not so fortunate to save their money and take care of themselves, like back in the old days.
Yeah.
So
okay, well that's awesome.
It's a charitable fund.
Yeah.
Event. You get to sit with some of the wrestlers. Rob Van Dam shows up every year. Just because he's in Vegas. Haku, He's always there. Last year I met Ada, The Rock's mom. It was like, freaking.
Yeah, wow.
It's pretty cool. Everyone has a good time there. And yeah, I don't know. I can't really explain it. It's just an experience that should be felt. You get to make a lot of cool friends there, and y'all have one thing in common. You enjoy wrestling.
Yeah, that's great. Go on, Dev.
See, now I don't let you let go. I need to make the club, be friends with Haku, take him to a bar, and start a fight with purpose.
You want to have your nose bitten off by Haku?
Yeah, exactly.
Like, not to see him kill everybody else.
Oh, John Bradshaw Layfield, he's there. That's a tall bastard. He is like freaking huge.
Yeah. Is he like
He
6'7"?
came from across Vegas.
That's awesome. Right, guys. So let's begin to wrap things up here. So let the people know where they can find you, Dev.
You know me on TikTok and Twitch under the name FWDAT. And my wrestling recommendation is Elke in the Arena, where they cage, let the body sit the floor, drink
Yeah.
match.
Oh yeah, we didn't get to speak about that, but yeah. That was like I've never been a fan. Like it was cool, but I've never been a fan of just suddenly playing music in the middle of matches. Like it worked with New Jack, where his whole match is in ECW, but that was a very specific thing. And I'm trying to think who else they've done it for, but
Daniel Bryan, I think they did it for, because they found a countdown during glass.
Yeah, that was it.
Stampede thing.
right, okay.
I actually enjoy it.
Dr. Stevel, where can the people find you?
At on Insta, Dr. Stevel001. And then if you go to Facebook, it's Doc Stevel. Because people keep hacking my account and I keep losing stuff. So I keep changing it.
Okay, well, good. Gav.
You'll find me here, same time, same channel.
Awesome. And my name is David Pstansky. Find me on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at David Pstansky. Check out everything Slam Jam Wrestling Show on Facebook, X, and on YouTube, and all of these other stuff, as well as all of the Extreme Improv stuff on the Extreme Improv platforms as well. And so with that, you Slam Jam bronies, until next time, keep slamming and jamming, and boom.
Is that what we do? Boom. Boom.
Yeah, we're off the. We've never quite worked out what the slam. Well, we're literally, we are the five the five horsemen. Yes, this is what we said. So we've got Dave, Gav, Dev, and David, or Dave, right? And now we have Steve with a V, with like the five horsemen, right? And it's yes, right. Good. We should have been off the air 2 minutes ago, but here we go.
Okay.
It's no, not literally. I just mean like we've just continued talking. I haven't clicked the button, and we're off the air.